here's a cool thing. My missus always thinks I'm crazy that I get these things in, but I love them, and I'm hoping to actually have a little ride on this one. Not very far, obviously, but a little ride. This is what I think is a 1964 Honda CT200. That'll be someone's helmet falling off a quad there. It wasn't put on properly. Anyway, there we go. So yeah, I think it's a 1964 Honda CT200. That's what the VIN has come back as from a couple of places that I've checked. I don't have a US title for it, so you'll need to get a dating certificate to register it, but I do have a Nova certificate, so it's proved that it's had all its taxes paid and everything. So CT200, the 1964 one, is the first of the Honda CTs. The CT range is still going, really. And the 200, although it's called the 200, is actually a 90. And this is a trail bike, so it's designed to be a trail bike. A lot of people call them postie bikes. These really early ones had twin sprockets on the back, so you would actually carry an extra piece of chain with you, and if you wanted to go off-road you would add an extra piece of chain in and swap the chain over to the other chain ring, which is a cool feature. This one needs a bit of love, it does, but it's very original, although it needs the love. And what's here is in great condition, I would say. Needs things like the rims re-chroming and needs repainting and stuff like that, but like these side panels, I've had two of these in this container. They were both off the same family and they both had the side panels on. You never ever see them. They're always flipping smashed off. So that's a major thing. I've had this bike running. It's not going to be a super fast bike, but it's a Honda 4-stroke, and someone had tried to get it running. I think it's got a new plug in it, and the carb was like half on, half off. There was no nuts holding it on, so I've put a couple of new nuts on, but it was pouring fuel out, so they'd put the fuel tap back together incorrectly. So I've redone that, given it a bit of a clean, and it starts and runs like a good one. I always think these little Honda 4-stroke engines, I always say they run like flipping sewing machines or Swiss watches, and it does. It's amazing. Anyway, enough prattling on. Let's have a close look at the bike, and then we can get it fired up, and then hopefully I can just run it up the road for a couple of 100 metres, so you can see it going through the gears and that. So it's nice that it's got all of this heat shield on the exhaust, although it does need re-chroming. And then obviously the previous owner, I'm assuming that they were burning the leg on the front pipe, so they've put this little piece of bent metal in there, which is quite funny. The seat's obviously totally corroded. The foam in there has gone, but it's all still there. The little side badges are still there on both sides. There's no number plate, but it has got the rear light, which again is like hen's teeth. They never ever have the rear light. I think that this parcel shelf thing is an aftermarket, so I don't think that was a Honda standard. There is another little parcel shelf thing there, which would have been standard. They're the standard shocks. We've got, unfortunately, these plastics. They're and the original key, slightly bent, but it is the original key. I wonder if you could see on there, HM Honda Motors is what that stands for. Slightly bent though, but it does work. There would have been a toolkit in there, but the toolkit's been lost or whatever, unfortunately. You would need that toolkit to carry your extra piece of chain with you and to swap the chain over onto the different sprockets. So engine looks to be in good condition. It's got good compression. It's sparking. I've had it running. There would have been an air boot, like a tube, which went from here to here, so it connects the carb to here, because this in here is where the air filter lives. And that nice aluminium cover is all in good condition as well. Amazing, really. The original Honda motor, manufactured in Japan sticker. It's a lovely original thing. Underneath the seat, that's where the tank is. The tank cap is missing, but looking into the tank's in good condition, so that's all fine. At the front here, the front wheel's quite rusty. Just need to get that re-chromed. The tyres are holding air, which is amazing. I'm thinking that both the brakes work before I have a little go of it. I think that they do, so that should be fine. It's got the front light, and the lens cap here is all there that I could do with being re-chromed. The actual light itself has got a crack in it, and there's been, you can see around here, the rubber has corroded. But these are all simple things to resolve, really. So it's a semi-automatic gearbox on this, and I always struggle with these. I think it's 3-speed, so the CMSNL website says that it's a 1964 bike. I mean, I know that the 64 bike should have been 3-speed. And I think it's a 3-speed, but I'm just not 100% sure. So we're in neutral there. Down into first. It's a semi-automatic box, so like I say, there's no clutch, but there is gears. Up into second, third, and then we're back into a neutral there. And no matter how many times you click it, it just stays in neutral. So back into third, second, and that should be first. It should just, yeah, click back into neutral there. So I'm sure it's a 64, but I could be wrong. It is possible that it's a 65. This bike was around in 64 and 65. So next job is to get it running. Now my little helper Jake wants to see if he can get it running, so we'll see if we can film him getting it running. If it fails, then we'll not put the fail video in, because he'll be embarrassed. And if it works, then it can have a bit of glory, can't he, Jake? Nearly. Right, try not revving it when you're doing that, and bring the kickstart all the way up to the top. Okay, yeah, like that. Right, you're revving it. There we go. Get your foot off the kickstart. Foot off the kickstart. Well, the end of that video didn't go according to plan. So we just started the bike up. I was just about to have a run around on it, and then I got it outside, and my missus had given me a call, and I needed to get my son to hospital ASAP. So put the bike away, blah blah blah. He's all right. So then on Sunday, a lad came to have a look at another bike, and we were talking. He'd just bought a Placky 90, Honda Placky 90, and I was admiring the pictures of it and stuff. I think they're pretty cool. And I said, oh, and then he said he was after one for his dad. So I said, oh, well, would you fancy an older one? So anyway, so he's ended up buying the CT200. So there you go. Unfortunately, no video of it riding, but he's gone to a good home and he's going to get it fully restored, nut and bolt restoration, and he's going to let me have a look at it when it's finished. So looking forward to that. Sorry about that, guys. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search Phoenix Motos.